Hey, good morning. I'm Bill Race, and I'm in the Stream Center here this morning as Ryan is on our air with Good Morning Chattanooga. And so I'm going to kind of keep you updated here as we, kind of go along in our weather. We've had a very busy last, let's say, 8 to 10 hours or so, with many, many warnings. And right now, what you're seeing are some of the weather alerts. And the most prominent ones right now, the most immediate ones, are flash flood warnings, and they are in the red. And I got to tell you, it's a long time since I've seen so many flash flood warnings. Like as we look at these, let me just point them out to you, and we'll kind of go from there. But even from Gilmer County over to Whitfield, parts of Whitfield and Murray and Walker, and then all these counties in Tennessee. Now, some of these will be expiring pretty quick. In fact, there's a severe thunderstorm warning that's still up at Central Time, so that still has another hour. The severe thunderstorm warning, that's to the west of us, Lincoln and Madison. And then you have, and that kind of crosses the Tennessee and Alabama borders. Immediately, though, we are in pretty good shape as far as the break we have seen with the severe weather. We're not really in great shape because we still got a lot of flooding going on, flash flooding, meaning that some roads could be covered up by water, that kind of thing. And so we certainly are wanting to be sure that you're aware of that. I also would like to be sure that you are, let me just fix this here. I'm going to assume, and that's not a good idea, that you can hear me okay and that looks like everything is working properly. I think there are some severe threats to worry about with this second line of storms, and we're going to get into that right now. We're going to talk about that as far as what we have coming up here before too long. There is a squall line out here to the northwest of us, and this has been was back in Missouri. It moved through West Tennessee and now is in Middle Tennessee, and actually parts of it are affecting our plateau already. So that is something that we are continuing to monitor as it comes on through. So let me just kind of get in a little closer here. There haven't been any warnings necessarily of, I guess we did have a couple, but right now things have quieted down quite a bit. And so that's kind of helpful as far as the warnings are concerned. But boy, we still got a lot of lightning strikes that are going on with some of these storms, and they're going to be coming through. And right in our area, up in Grundy County here, we are seeing some of what we're talking about here. And I'll stop this. And so you can see the lightning going on here. Grundy County, the lightning is still going on back to the northwest of us, across McMinnville and into Manchester and Winchester and farther to the southwest. Now, there are no severe thunderstorm warnings with these at this point, but I still feel like, yes, there's definitely going to be some risk of that as that next line comes in. We'll just have to see how well it holds together at this point. We're going to be on with you for a little bit here. Then we'll kind of come back in from time to time if things, kind of get a little bit, worse, or a little bit, or warnings start to pop up. But I wanted to at least get you initially here started with how things are working. We have a warning that's just to our west here. This warning, let's see if we can light that up. That's a severe thunderstorm warning for Lincoln and Madison counties. That's in effect until the bottom of the hour. But all good fortune with this is that we are not seeing the warnings that we saw earlier with the previous line. Probably has settled down the atmosphere a little bit. All that rain that we had earlier, these are still pretty intense, with the lightning and the heavy rain. By the way, there's also severe thunderstorm watch has been reissued till 11. Now, it's just for not all counties in our viewing area. They are for Grundy County. It is for Grundy County. I believe it's Bledsoe and Sequatchie, and right along that, along the plateau, and also down into Alabama. So I would say, I'm going to double check on that, just so I'm not giving you some bad information here. So stand by just a moment. The flash flood warning is in effect for Bledsoe County. It's what we saw earlier. That's until 9:15 Eastern. And I'm finding everything I was looking for, except Dade County, the only county in Georgia that's under the watch. Marion County is under the watch as well. So that's what I was kind of curious about, if that it was included, Marion County. So it looks like Sequatchie and Marion and Grundy. Those are the three counties in Tennessee, at least in our viewing area, that have the watch. I'm pretty certain that also Franklin County is under that. So what you're looking at here is our radar imagery, and we have been seeing these storms moving in from the west. They're almost moving directly to the west and even to the southeast a little bit. But, as far as reporting any watches or warnings, we just have this one. As far as thunderstorm warnings or tornado watches, we do have that one, the tornado watch that came out, and as I just outlined. But we also have some flash flooding across much of the area. And so that can be certainly a concern, although some of those warnings are coming to a close. Now, if you didn't see that at the beginning of our stream here, we're in the stream center, by the way. That's what we are calling this particular element of our broadcast. So let me see if I can get back to the weather alerts. Wanted to just kind of keep you up to date on this. Now, this kind of overlaps some. There's some priorities. Most of the time, warnings will override the watches. But if you look to areas west across, you see here, Franklin County, Marion County is covered up by a flash flood warning. All this red are flash flood warnings, but they don't have a whole lot of time left. I mean, they're in effect until 6 a.m. or 6:45 a.m. So not too much longer to go on that. However, with more heavy rain coming in, that could aggravate that situation. They may have to extend that. Is my thought on that. So the good news is that I don't have, the critical type of warnings as far as tornado warnings, severe thunderstorm warnings. Just don't have those out there right now for this particular line. Now, I have had a couple comments and questions. Let me just go through a few of those. Any confirmed tornadoes from last night? We probably won't have anything confirmed until later today, because they're going to have to go out, and Weather Service offices will have to go out and survey those. In Ooltewah, it's just going to be thunderstorms. May stay below severe limits. There's a good chance of that. The lightning is insane. It has been that way with the storms last night, and it's that way now. And Kenzie said, sorry, I'll get to Kenzie in a second. Caitlin says, watching from Dunlap and watching the lightning go crazy. That makes sense. Cleveland, you have had a break, but you will have some more thunderstorms, at least one more line of storms that has some strength here. If you look at the screen, it is mainly to the west and northwest of Cleveland, but that is moving directly eastward. And so, within the next hour or so, hour and a half, that'll be passing through. So you may have to wait for some sleep. Even if you go to sleep now, you may wake up to some thunder. And, for timelines, obviously along the plateau right now, across the Tennessee Plateau counties, the rest of the Tennessee counties over the next couple of hours, and from west to east. And then you have the Alabama county is going to be kind of lagging a little behind, but that will catch up. And so, I'm thinking between now and about 9 o'clock or so would be our times. In fact, speaking of such, we can look at future track together, and we might be able to learn a little something from that. So this is our rapid refresh model. You may have heard us talk about this. This is 6 a.m. and obviously, I think it's picking up what's going on pretty well. We can see the showers and storms that are congregated across most of the northern parts of the viewing area. This is going up to 6. This goes hour by hour. Here's 7. And then you see it gets into the Alabama counties between 7 and 8. That's Eastern time, though. And then it continues to be pretty intense even till between 9 and 10. Now in Chattanooga, by the time we get to 10, 11 o'clock, most of the heavier rain has passed us, but still going on in northeast Alabama and north Georgia, but it is decreasing pretty rapidly as we get towards the middle of the day. And then we will be in pretty good shape. In fact, this afternoon, we may see some sunshine, which would be nice to see. Slight chance of a shower or thunder shower tonight, but not too much. But some cooler air is moving in, and that's why. And right now, I'm not too as concerned, let's say, as far as tornado activity. It's not out of the question, but we do have some thunderstorms still. And as David emphasized overnight and late evening, when you have severe thunderstorm warnings in these situations, you almost have to treat them like tornado warnings sometimes, because they can quickly develop one in these types of storms. But this looks a little less likely than what we saw earlier tonight, or earlier in the night and late evening. So that's kind of a look at what's happening right now. I'll be coming back here from time to time. If anything significant does change, obviously we'll come right back. But I'll be ready to jump on here and help you out as we go through Good Morning Chattanooga. Right now, the warning. Let me go over the warnings again with you. The primary concerns and the primary warnings. So we can get into that. This is going to not show the watches, the complete watch list, but we do have now we have a severe thunderstorm warning that was just issued, and that is for Bledsoe, Hamilton, Ray, and Sequatchie. Let me see if I can. We'll go back to radar. So we're going to stay with you here for a little bit. So just when you think maybe the storms won't produce any more or too many more warnings, we start that back up again. Hold on just a moment, please. And we'll look at radar and see what's going on here. So if we get in there in closer, see if we can see that warning. I want to be sure yeah, I see it. So there's how it's lit up, and I'll read this to you here. So I have to work my way over here to read it. Severe thunderstorm warning for western Ray, Sequatchie County in East Tennessee, Bledsoe County in East Tennessee, and north central Hamilton County in East Tennessee at 5:05 a.m. Eastern Time, which is just a few minutes ago. Severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from 8 miles west of Spencer to 10 miles northwest of Grutley-Lager to 7 miles northwest of Monteagle, moving east at 45 miles per hour. Pretty fast movers. So that just came in just before I was thinking we could go back or take a little break from the stream. So let me get this out of the way. We'll take this on out of the way, and then you know, obviously it's a pretty concentrated area of showers and thunderstorms that is coming through right now, and in those areas. And so, you know, those are the kind of things that sometimes you can go from a severe thunderstorm warning to a tornado warning. We haven't really seen too much of that with this particular line of storms, but it is something that we will be watching. And that's not the only place that we have the showers and storms. They extend well back to the southwest. And so just about everybody's going to catch some of these. Now, and they may just extend the warnings eastward as we go along. Joy, I just really got here just a couple hours ago. Now David Glenn and Lexi were here all night. When I got here, they were leaving. And so Ryan and I got here pretty close to the same time so that they could be relieved. So we're in good shape. Everybody in our viewing area is going to see some of these. Grundy County sounds horrible, Jadrin says. I'm sure it does. So now we got another polygon here. Let's see what this is here. Severe thunderstorm warning. This was issued a minute ago. Severe thunderstorm warning for southern Sequatchie County, Marion County, and southwest Hamilton County. Severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from 6 miles west of Grutley-Lager to near Sewanee to 6 miles southwest of Timms Ford Lake to near New Market, moving east at a very speedy 55 miles per hour. So the hazard is 70 mile per hour wind gusts and $50 size hail. One thing that we have noticed is that we have had considerable hail with the storms overnight and I'm sure that we'll be seeing some of that here this morning as well. So, yeah, to say that you shouldn't be concerned would be a mistake on my part. I mean, obviously, there's concern here. We have the potential for wind gusts that are over 60 miles per hour with severe thunderstorm criteria. We have large hail possible. Obviously, that isn't just something to just pass by, or for us to just pass the worry of don't worry about it. That is obviously something that is concerning. And so all of us are going to have to deal with some of that. I wanted to show you the tornado watch if I could. I'm just not sure I have that particular map ready. I was looking for it a moment ago. And I'm still looking. Let's see what this brings us. Now, these should be just the tornado alerts. Now, when I say tornado alerts, I don't mean tornado warnings. I mean just tornado warnings. I mean tornado watches and warnings. And that's how the new watch was configured. You see, it's not for everyone. It's more of the western counties in our viewing area that are under this watch, which is in effect until 10 o'clock Central, 11 o'clock Eastern time. When I see something like that, it tells me that the way that they configured this was thinking the storms would be a little bit stronger in the west than as they move eastward across the area. And maybe that's why they didn't put the rest of us in the watch area from the Storm Prediction Center. And that's very possible. But we're just going to have to watch it now. I mean, we're in it, and it's more of a now casting kind of job. So I'm just getting back to our radar imagery. And let's just kind of watch how these storms are treating us. There's another warning now that has come out, and this is including Jackson County. It's an extension of a warning that was out earlier to the west of Jackson. And so when we light that up, we have in effect until 5 o'clock Central, 6 o'clock Eastern, so about 45 minutes. This came out at 14 after the hour, a severe thunderstorm warning for northwest Jackson County in northeast Alabama. That's northwest Jackson County. And also southwest Franklin County in Middle Tennessee. And there are a couple other counties, Madison County in north central Alabama and Lincoln County in Middle Tennessee. Looks like they may, I'm not sure if they combined those warnings. It didn't look like they did. And I say they, I mean the Weather Service folks who have done extraordinary work during the overnight hours with all they've had to contend with. I'm just kind of taking a look here. So here's what my take is right now, and what may be the thought of the folks at the Weather Service is that we have these storms that are coming in, and as they come in, yes, I think I can. Sorry, we had a little business to conduct there. We were just talking about, I was talking with Ryan here about presentation on the air, and whether or not it should just be weather right now, or still other content of our show. And what I was about to say was, it had something to do with that, actually, because I was about to tell you that, and I may have already mentioned this, I may have just mentioned this, but give me a second. We have this area of thunderstorms with the lightning here that's very prominent. Now, some of this has gotten into the the counties that are responsible for them are Morristown. Once more of the storms get into the Morristown counties, they may just start issuing warnings for that line of storms. That might be what they're thinking. Also, Huntsville, which is in charge of Jackson County's warnings, has also been following this one particular cell that we have to continue to monitor. Many, many storms out there. By the way, if we go zoom out, it looks like West Tennessee is getting a much clearer picture now, as the storms have just about moved through there. Middle Tennessee also out of the severe risk. So it's really now just from about the plateau through our area that's going to be the ones. Well, as far as us having a higher risk for tornadoes this morning, we do have a higher risk just because we have the line of thunderstorms moving through at this time. That doesn't mean that there's a higher risk now than there was earlier in the night. That probably had a little more potential than this. However, these are pretty intense, and they're going to be loud, and it's going to be almost a continuous lightning show as some of these storms come through. I've also been asked that asking about some school closings. I don't have that information, but if it comes in, they will come tell me. The other thing is, I wanted to mention, if you have any storm damage, if you've had any wind damage, any of that kind of thing, if you want to report that in your comments, and that can be something that perhaps we can cover on the news and get some video of that. That's totally up to you. But we don't know everything that's happened overnight. It was dark. Obviously, it was in the night, and you may not even know until you take a good look outside and see if you heard some gusty winds overnight. That would be something that you might want to check out when you can. I don't really want you to go out if you're having these thunderstorms now that are along the plateau that we're seeing. I kind of got a little farther away here. All right, let's see. It looks like may have another warning. Tell you what I'm going to do is, let's see here. So it looks like now we have a tornado warning. I want to be sure I got this right. It's only in effect for a few more minutes. An odd timing of this tornado warning from 4:20 a.m. to 4:30 a.m. for Grundy County. Tornado warning also for Bledsoe County and Sequatchie County in Tennessee. And so you can see them lit up again here. Things change in a hurry. So watching these storms here. And these polygons indicate the tornado warning. Now, the tornado warning is in effect till the top of the hour for Bledsoe and Sequatchie counties. Okay. And we also let me just give you the narrative on this. Just stand by a moment. By the way, Ryan is on the air on Channel 9 with Good Morning Chattanooga. I'm sure he's probably at this point we're doing nothing but weather. Okay, so let me see if I can. That was the severe thunderstorm warning that also has been issued for, I may have mentioned this already, Sequatchie, Marion, Southwest Hamilton. May not have mentioned that one. That's in effect until the top of the hour, till 6 a.m. Eastern Time. And let's see, we also have an important thing to report here. That's a severe thunderstorm warning that was issued earlier. And we had mentioned that one. I'm going to go to the tornado alerts so that I don't have to weed through this quite so much, because sometimes it's hard to light up. Let me try one more time now. Yes.
We're going to simulcast.
Okay. So here shortly, we're going to be going to Ryan on our streams. Let me just check out something real quick here. Then I can go out there. So what we're going to be doing here, we're now on Fox Chattanooga and News Channel 9, and we're going to be taking this stream here and combine it with our on-air signal. So Ryan's information in his broadcast will be seen on all our platforms. So let me make sure that we get to do that. But I have to end this right here in order for us to do that. If for some reason that doesn't, it doesn't work correctly, I'll come back right on here, okay? But before I leave here, I wanted to show you those tornado alerts. Just stand by with me for just a second here while I search for this. There's a lot of different information on here that I have to weed through a little bit. I should have been a little more careful when I had it up there earlier. Okay, here we go. should be coming up. It's working on it. So this has the tornado watches and the warnings, okay? And I think I can move this. So here are the warnings, and it's for portions of these two counties here. So there's really two different warnings, and I'm going to read these to you. The first one is tornado warning for East Central Grundy County. That's only in effect for just another minute, as that will be moving out apparently pretty quick. So that'll be out. And then we have another for, this is a little more coverage, Sequatchie, South Central Bledsoe, Northeastern Marion, and at 4:23, which was about 7 minutes ago, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Grootley Logger, or 8 miles west of Dunlap, moving east at 55 miles per hour. It does not, well, let's see. Yeah, it's a radar indicated rotation. So let me see if we can join Ryan now and his broadcast. So I'm just going to have to end the stream here, and hopefully just briefly, okay? So stand by.